Hello, I'm Leif. I'm a grade 12 student at Inquiry Hub Secondary School, which is a small public school in Coquitlam, which is a city right outside of Burnaby. I want to talk with you about something that I've been working on for the last couple of years and that I think is somewhat important and hopefully somewhat interesting. About 2 years ago, I started to work on a project called VoteMate. The idea of VoteMate was it's an app and a website that connects candidates in elections and voters, the people who'd be voting for those candidates. So instead of just going to the candidate's website and maybe seeing a tiny bit of their, honestly, propaganda, their spin, you would go to VoteMate and you would see all of the candidates right next to each other, all of their policies right next to each other. You'd be able to talk with the candidates, you'd be able to engage with them, which I felt was an interesting thing. The CBC, the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, which is a public broadcaster funded with your taxpayer dollars, is really honestly important to keep Canadians informed and to provide that forum for Canadians to discuss ideas in a free and a democratic way. One of the core things considered in whether or not a country is a democracy is whether or not they have a well-funded, stable, impartial public broadcaster. This is one of the reasons why the States is now considered a failing democracy, because they don't have a well-funded public broadcaster. This is a reason why Canada is looking to maybe one day be on that list, because of all the countries in the Commonwealth, Canada's public broadcaster is the least funded. And if you're thinking, man, the CBC doesn't really do much for me, take a guess as to why. It's because they don't have the money. It's because that's being cut over successive decades by government after government after government, both conservative and liberal. Because it's difficult to say, for a politician to say, I should give the broadcaster, the people who make me look bad because they expose the things that I'm doing that aren't quite so good and ask me the tough questions, I should give them more money to do that. So it's important that politicians be held to account, and it's important that they be held to account by someone who's not beholden to corporate interests and is not trying to make the news entertaining, but instead is trying to make the news truthful and real. So that's what I want to see in the budget.